Good morning. This weather video is driven by 802cars.com, representing 802 Toyota, Twin City Subaru, and 802 Honda, all located off of exit 7 on Interstate 89. Roger Hill, Weathering Heights, the VELCO Weather Hazards Outlook. Large scale picture here, a dominant area of low pressure up near Hudson Bay, and forcing the issue here with cold Arctic air wrapping into the Great Lakes, the upper Midwest, generally the eastern half of the country, and picking up a little bit of moisture with a weak weather system coming in out of the Ohio Valley, the lower Great Lakes, and tracking into Vermont. That's going to be taking place this Sunday afternoon into Sunday night. That system then moves on by, and we have incrementally, it looks like a ridge of higher pressure that will bring better project weather on Monday, including a lot of sunshine with good solar generation. The next weather system will be an Alberta Clipper system. It looks like it's in its weakening phase as it tracks from northwest to southeast and into the state of Vermont. That'll develop, it looks like, along about Tuesday, and it could provide us with some minor snowfall that may be up to around an inch and a half in some locations. Followed by a cold Arctic outbreak, another intrusion, with Wednesday being a very cold day for daytime high temperatures, especially the northern one half of Vermont, probably either at zero or a little bit below that in some parts of Vermont Wednesday, and that'll be followed by the coldest nighttime temperatures or early morning temperatures on Thursday, where temperatures should be ranging through the 20s, and there probably will be some minus 30s in the mix there in some of the coldest locations. By the time we get into Thursday afternoon with good project weather, dome of higher pressure of this Arctic air, we'll start to see a return flow come in with a southerly wind, staying below thresholds, but giving us a little bit more moderation. So Thursday is looking like the best outdoor day on Thursday for good project weather and lots of sunshine. For those days on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we should have decent solar generation. Beyond that, looks like another Clipper system that'll be working on in more a cold front. This is going to deliver some mighty cold air arriving for this weekend, and there could be a weather pattern change developing approximately along the 1st of February, and this could be in tandem with some sort of a coastal low developing over the weekend next week just beyond the period. Let's take a look at some of the computer modeling. On the left-hand side, we have the European model. On the right-hand side, we have the GFS ensemble. We're going to compare notes with the two, and they're matched in really decent agreement once again. We have this frontal boundary that's going to work through. It's bringing us a little bit of snow in blue here. The green, of course, in depicting rain. And the weather system is really setting up along the sort of this boundary here. You can see kind of an Arctic frontal boundary coming in out of Western Canada, warmer than above normal temperatures to the south and west, much colder below normal temperatures to the north and east, and that indeed cuts into the northeast United States. So this frontal boundary currently in progress here. This is valid at about 10 o'clock this evening. That's going to be moving on out and drying up. It's going to set up a small ridge of higher pressure, as you can see here. This is going to afford us with decent amounts of sunshine on Monday. That's the good news there. And then the next Alberta Clipper system is going to have broken off from this sort of quasi-stationary frontal boundary, this Arctic boundary, and this area of low pressure here crossing into the Great Lakes. It does pick up a little bit of moisture. You can see the GFS ensemble is also onto it. And it moves in, it looks like, during the late part of the day, mostly during Monday evening. And this is this Alberta Clipper system is going to provide us with probably about 1 inch of snow, maybe an inch and a half in some locations. And as it tracks on through, this is valid into Tuesday. You can see that's about 21Z or about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Tuesday, we're going to start to see the snow showers and flurries diminish, and that's going to roll on out of here. This sets up this next Arctic area of higher pressure. We have a lot of lake effect snow that'll be downwind of the Great Lakes, mostly from the northwest and west, northwest winds and westerly winds, pushing that to the lee side. And that area of higher pressure will then shut that down, as models are in very good agreement here. This is valid at about 10 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday. It's going to be mighty, mighty cold for Wednesday. That's our next real cold day. But that Arctic dome of higher pressure will afford us decent solar generation with blue skies and bright sunshine, maybe a little bit of diamond dust in the morning, and that's going to be about it. The coldest temperatures of this particular week will be taking place on Wednesday night into Thursday morning. That area of higher pressure just about overhead. And continuing, that's going to be our coldest night with minus 20s and a few minus 30s potentially once again. Now we get into moderation in temperature during the afternoon. On Thursday, we start to see the next weather system. This is more of a frontal boundary pushed along and driven by this area of higher pressure located over the Dakotas. So that's going to be setting up and pushing on through to end the work week on Friday. And then beyond the week, we're starting to watch what could be a weather pattern change. We got some pretty good ridging still out west, so not changing yet, but this is kind of generating a storm system, and it could be one that could be, you know, a little bit hugging the coastline here and changing up. This would be valid somewhere along about Saturday, and then this will tug on some mighty, mighty cold air for some of the coldest air I've seen in the longer range along about Sunday, heading into next weekend, where temperatures may fail to get out of 0 degrees. So that's the way things are shaping up in the longer range at this point. Running through the 3-hourly QPF on the GFS ensemble plumes here. So we have this little system here that comes in later this afternoon on Sunday. It lasts a little bit into Sunday night. Then we dry out, and we have the next weather system coming in on Monday night into Tuesday. Then we dry out, and that's that real cold Arctic air period there. And then along about Friday, and then a little bit of gibberish and some barely hinting at that potential coastal storm that the longer range European and Canadian model is kind of indicating. And again, this is centered on Montpelier, Vermont. Taking a look at the total snowfall, we'll go total QPF first. This is melted precipitation. It's going to be under 0.4 of an inch, about 0.3 of an inch. That's the entire period. Then in terms of total snowfall, very similar to what we're looking at here, a little bit greater than 2 inches, maybe 2.5 inches for this entire period. So below normal in total precipitation. Looking at the temperatures real quickly, 2-meter temperatures look like this. And we see a lot of ups and downs, a little bit more during some issues here with the GFS ensemble. But our warmest temperature is going to be likely on Tuesday, and then a pretty good crash for cold temperatures, and then we warm back up and so forth and so on. Looking real quickly at dew points, it looks like this. Precipitation type is real simple. It's all below the 0 degree centigrade line. This is atop Mount Mansfield at 850 hectopascals. And so precipitation type is all snow, and that's going to be pretty much normal. And again, we're not looking at a tremendous amount of snow, so drier than normal for this weather pattern. And drier than normal conditions with the Arctic air in place, although we're starting to see a little bit of a warm up here. And there could be the pattern change where we could start to see west coast storms develop a longer range here. Checking the climate reanalyzer, this is what it looks like with the cold anomalous air, eastern parts of Canada. A little bit of a warm up with some Chinooks. And when typically when Alaska gets cold, warmer, we get colder. So they get warmer, it kind of displaces that Arctic air and pulls it into the east coast, and indeed that's what's taking place. Now looking at the other temperatures here for the moss, this is a 1 through 5 day moss temperatures. So we're running about 6 to about 9 degrees below normal. 3 days later, setting up about 9 to 12 degrees below normal in the northern areas, so a little bit colder in some locations. And this is a quick look at some of the ice that's forming on Lake Champlain. It's mostly iced out, but there is some open spots to the north and west of Burlington. But ice is quickly filling in now, and it's the main southern part of the lake that's open. This is all iced out now for a good portion of the northern part of Lake Champlain. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights. Thanks for watching.